This has been brought to you by Lounge Gaming Network. Hello, everyone. This is MairuFrost here with Lounge Gaming Network, recording live at www.twitch.tv/MairuFrost. Yeah, you know where to find me. I'm starting to get back into a normal streaming schedule. I'll post that here soon. This is going to be an interesting game, and I'm currently doing some research, which is why the last the cast and this cast are following some of the more higher level players, particularly slow on maps that have water. Where is the game? Okay, there it is. Because I want to see, because I was talking with a higher ranked player, and he says submarines are useless. I'm like, no. I particularly on games like Gap and Adaptive Asterisk, however you pronounce it, where there's like particularly a lane. I mean, even I would think, what's that common map that everyone plays? That's is almost as overdone as but like, you know, you have your front, you have the two Navy lanes, and then you have the back air lane. I even think, you know, on that map, probably get away with subs. Well, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm only a 700, and I'm only fighting anywhere between 5 to 700s most of the time. So I have beaten 1200s in naval games, particularly in Gap and such. So, and I opened up with subs because I think T1 Navy from Aeon sucks. Well, I might just not know how to use Navy. And thus, my interest in these games. And that intro aside, let's get right into the players. Starting off, we have a great orange StevenMcQueen. He is definitely wearing a nice beige color. It is Terran suit. He went first land. And it will be going second air, I think. Yeah, that is an air factory. I am not so used to looking at Terran, but yeah, no, he a lot of factories going out all over the place. That's a little weird for me, but you know, you do what you do. Maybe these are reclaimed factories used to reclaim all of this mass. I mean, it's a lot of things everywhere. So I guess I'd understand. There is a lot of mass on the field. There is quite a bit. Like, yeah, that's a lot of mass. And then we have Slow, who I think started off first line and went to first air. And he's going to go into second air. Which, okay. That's a little different from his last game for sure, but this is a completely different map. We are going to move this to +1 for your convenience and to keep this game from being 1,000 hours. So, we do have some scouts in the air. We have a transport moving over. Looks like, yeah, it's going to drop some off here, one off here. Seems pretty common practice. Islands are definitely being filled. I wonder when, if they're going to even do Navy. But yeah, no. StevenMcQueen is a 2300, a 2366, I think, and Slow is yeah, definitely 2200. It's definitely some higher peak play here. We do have some air fighting, just little pop shots going off. Don't have a lot going on in the main base, just a lot of power being built, which makes sense because you're going to need that power for these air factories and these naval factories. You know, I like to see it. I like to see it. I like to see it. Oh, I like to see it. see it good. Sorry. That said, we do have Steven moving his comm down into, I don't know, one of the other triangles, the expansions. I don't know if he's going to try to make a push with his comm. He could use that to fight off and try to prevent ZLO from having one of these islands. And I guess at that point, ZLO could just push to take one of his expansions. Go where the least resistance to the flow, you know. That said, ZLO is starting his navy. What? Steven isn't, though I guess he does have 2 engineers to lead the factories, right? A lot of bombers coming out from a ZLO. There's not a lot of response from Steven at the moment. He does have some interceptors here, but they're really just guarding his transports. ZLO does have the forward expansion over here. That will be taken out in due time. It looks of it, Steven has this covered. But as long as that factory is there, it may have cost him a bit of mass. Is protecting that P1 max extractor, which is constantly giving power for mass for him. So I don't think that's a horribly important loss. And he's avoiding any more loss in mass by not building something, I guess. So I was just forwarding these engineers back over here. We do have more factories producing. They are building frigates, but I think UEF's frigates are actually pretty good. If I remember correctly, their subs are also much hardier, and they do have anti-air, which is actually pretty important on this map. That, I don't know what that is. I do know Seraphim name kind of sucks. So this is a little bit of unfair battle. He's going subs. Oh my god. I'm not going to say your name. But he's going subs. T1 subs. He's going subs, baby. And Seraphim has the worst fucking subs. Their subs have half the fucking HP of every other faction. They are fucking disgusting. Every other faction has 750 or 800. You know why? Because I looked, I studied, because you told me. You told me. It was failure. But it's not a failure. There are subs. Sorry. But yeah, no, we have subs, and these frigates aren't going to be able to do shit about it. Even if they had torpedo defense. You want to know how I know? Because I opened up the fucking subs. The subs are fucking OP. Look, already have taken damage. Look at that sub. It's going to go. And it's not going to be able to do anything to these. That is a lot of investment in the sub. Yeah, ZLO's going to definitely need to get some torpedo launches here, because he's not going to have holy fuck. Torpedo launchers got a lot stronger recently. yes, Slow's realized he's not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to be able to run him out. He needs more factory production. But this heavily assisted factory should be able to produce sub-units here. Sorry, I'm just like, yeah, he wins subs. A high-level player wins subs. You see these frigates? They can't do shit. This is why fucking subs are the best opening, because frigates cannot attack them. Look, you're forcing him to run. You have enough subs. Let's say, holy shit, you got a destroyer out already? Fuck, bro. We have air battles going on, fighting over freaking light air transports. With a whole just the civilians going down, you know. And these frigates can't do shit. T2 gunships aren't going to be able to do anything against subs. Yes, you have to develop orc bombers to deal with them. That's a hover tank. Is there another hover tanks? That's what it's doing. Zerafin tactical cruisers are always just, they are just fucking ridiculous. All I want to say is, imagine if he went heavier into the Navy. That's all I wanted to say. Imagine if he went heavy in the Navy, it's 10 minutes in, and he has 20 subs. This expansion with all these units wouldn't be a thing. They would be stuck up here, unable to do anything, and then he could push land against these other expansions. And in particularly Gap, it's even more important because you are in a way. These attacks are still too great because they can't be attacked by frigates, right? Now these deep destroyers are doing some absolute work. And I have to say, I am loving the cruisers of the Seraphin. I wish anyone had better cruisers. Oh my god. Yes, I know I'm not supposed to be. But sometimes, you know, I'm just sitting there wishing I had a free deal. Wishing for life to end in the middle of a Gap match. I only play Gap because I have some friends in it. I like such that match, you know? I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Sorry, I can't like being right. I like it when my battle senses are correct. It is gonna piss me off that I can't attack anything. I'm sorry, the ocean myself. You can't just be like, oh, you want to bop a bear, you know, go attack. That is gonna piss me off. But look, how good will these stuff are being, even at the T2 stage, right? They might have torpedo defense and torpedoes, but nothing else can attack them. Yeah, this is but it seems to be annoying on a fucking mosquito, right? Subs are great. Hell, I would argue even at the T2 stage, mixing in a couple of subs, I would say, is great. You know, for every frigates you build, you have to build a sub. I personally think that's great advice, a great idea, but way too much naval factories for his current, or for Steven's current HP level, or our bats level. 5 is pretty good enough. You see how the submarines. Submarines are going to be able to take them. Almost one of them. They're kind of more useful against cruisers. Because cruisers don't have any way to fight back, you know? You can overrun a cruiser with subs. I do think Slow is using too many subs in this, though. Or he should at least transition to T2 subs. And he should keep T1 frigates in the mix, because T1 frigate is terribly super cheap to build. It's going to have what, like 2,000 HP. It's like an eighth of a cost of a destroyer. You want to mix those in. What Slow should be doing with these bombers is focusing on these guys. Just destroy all of that build power. I mean, so much build power over here, right? Like if you just, you know, shoot a couple of bombers that way. Watch the box for that. Yeah. I don't really see any weaknesses in Slow's defensive. It's going to be really hard for a couple of tanks to be able to push by. You really should build a couple for T2 to help fill out those ranks, or just put a couple of people, I don't know, tanks or something there to help guard some of these easier to run by passageways. That's Steven has gotten into how he had the D1 frigate. That's how he served a lot of the game. Slow really doesn't even focus fire so as you can tell. Yeah, he's definitely Steven's definitely focusing firing, and that's how he's taking out the destroyers. I mean, hover tanks would be a great thing to mix with the army. Again, it's all about cost efficiency. I'm confused as to what Steven's talking about. I don't understand the cause for the GG. Oh. Yeah, never mind. Got some hover tanks in and just destroyed all of his. Yeah, no, he had no mouse. Oh my god, I didn't even see that. I didn't even realize how far behind Steven got. I was so focused on the Navy fighting because, I'm sorry, but we don't get to see a lot of Navy fights here in LGN or not just, what's he called? Supreme Commander very often. That I was fascinated. Stephen was winning, I think, the Navy here, which is a real shame he lost this way. He should have, could have, would have, but damn. That is a real shame, but an absolutely fascinating game. Besides my snide remarks to a particular player that I found myself quite fond of, not nearly as much as ZLO V, but he is particularly talented. No, I like being right. I like, which means, that at least in the maps, my experiences aren't wrong and neglected. But I do see this point. If this was an open map like the last game we watched, yeah, go frigates. But in games like this where there's lines, totally go subs. Frigates can't handle. There's nothing frigates can do against subs. Okay, they store a couple of maxes. You just rebuild the max, but the units that you're able to attack them with, can't be attacked back. Ground fire's not going to do anything. I've tried it. I do admit that I really do like the Aeon, or not Aeon, but the F destroyers. They're kind of nice tech, but they just, maybe I'm just like my boats. I would totally get a replica model of that if they bought it or sold it. Why did the company go under? There's so much merchandise they could have sold. They could have made money. There was totally any sports scenes that could have been made out of this. But, anyways, this is MairuFrost. I love you guys' faces. I hope to see you guys here next time here on Lounge Gaming. So you guys take care, brush your hair, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.